B&B spoilers. Brooke and Ridge are headed for a divorce again. The bold and the beautiful spoilers that the pressure they're going to be feeling is soon going to make them crack. Clearly, we are talking about Brooke Logan, Catherine Kelly Lang, and Ridge Forrester, Torsten Kay, as there are strong speculations suggesting the couple is headed towards a divorce, yet again. Brooke and Ridge are headed for a divorce again. For longtime fans of the soap, this isn't shocking at all, seeing how Brooke and Ridge have gone back and forth so many times in the past. But this time around, it's going to be different. That's because they're going to feel the professional strain when Logan is going to topple Forrester Creations in no time. FC won't be able to keep up with the competition. For Brooke and Ridge, this is just going to make them have one fight after another. They won't be able to handle the stress of knowing that Katie Logan, Heather Tom, and her new fashion house is pushing FC to the side. This is going to be all too much for Brooke to handle, and that's why she's going to seriously consider filing for divorce. And that's mostly because she is going to realize that Ridge is not seeing eye to eye with her on many different things. What's next for Brooke Logan? Plus, there's also the possibility that Brooke might realize that she's in the wrong fashion house. After all, she is a Logan, so why not just make the jump and support her sister and be where she really belongs, right? Watch this space, as we have a feeling there is so much more to come. Of course, the bold and the beautiful fans will have to tune in each and every day to find out what's going to happen next with the storyline. B&B airs weekdays on the CBS network. Check your local listings for times. In the sun-drenched, high-fashion corridors of Los Angeles, some things never change. The hemlines fluctuate, the CEOs rotate, but the destiny of Brooke Logan and Ridge Forrester remains the most volatile asset on the Forrester Creations ledger. Today, the soap world is reeling from the news that the iconic couple, affectionately dubbed Bridge, is once again standing on the precipice of divorce. For longtime viewers of the bold and the beautiful, this feels like a cinematic case of déjà vu. Yet, as we move into the early months of 2026, the stakes have shifted. This isn't just about a misunderstood kiss or a hidden secret. It's a collision of corporate warfare, family betrayals, and the resurfacing of old flames that might finally snap the golden thread of their destiny. The catalyst: corporate war and secret alliances. The cracks in the Bridge foundation began to widen significantly in early January 2026. While Ridge, Torsten Kay, and Brooke, Catherine Kelly Lang, have survived many storms, the recent Logan name dispute has proven to be a particularly jagged pill to swallow. Katie Logan's decision to reclaim the Logan name for her own fashion venture, with the backing of Bill Spencer, sent shockwaves through Forrester Creations. While Brooke initially tried to maintain a united front with Ridge, her internal struggle was evident. When Katie successfully poached the Logan trademark, Ridge viewed it as a personal attack on the Forrester legacy. Brooke, caught between her husband's pride and her sister's ambition, began to falter. The real ticking time bomb, however, is the secret involvement of Eric Forrester. Spoilers have confirmed that Eric has been secretly mentoring Katie and may even be her mystery designer. For Ridge, the idea that his own father would collaborate with the enemy, the Spencers, is a betrayal of the highest order. When the truth inevitably comes out, Ridge's fury is expected to boil over, and Brooke, who has been trying to play peacemaker, will likely find herself in the line of fire. The shadow of Taylor Hayes. No Bridge divorce discussion is complete without the mention of Taylor Hayes. In recent weeks, Ridge has found himself increasingly leaning on Taylor, Rebecca Budig, for emotional support as his frustrations with the Logans grow. The chemistry between Ridge and Taylor remains an undeniable force. While Taylor has been exploring a surprising secret spark, with Deacon Sharp, the magnetic pull of her doc status in Ridge's life is always a threat. Spoilers hint at a dramatic confrontation where Ridge, feeling alienated by Brooke's defense of her sisters, questions if his destiny was actually a decades-long detour from the peace he finds with Taylor. Breaking down the Bridge fallout. Why does this divorce feel different? To understand the sad news today, we have to look at the three pillars currently crumbling. The issue, the conflict, the likely outcome, family loyalty. Brooke sides with Katie/Donna. Ridge sides with Steffi/Forrester. Irreconcilable differences in brand loyalty. The Spencer influence. Bill Spencer is actively funding the Logan revival. Ridge cannot tolerate Bill being in Brooke's orbit. The secret designer. Eric Forrester's betrayal of Ridge. Ridge blames Brooke for corrupting his father's loyalty. A fandom divided. Love it or hate it. The reaction from the B&B community has been explosive. On social media platforms like X, formerly Twitter, and Reddit, fans are divided into two very vocal camps. The Destiny purists. These fans believe Brooke and Ridge are the endgame. They argue that no matter how many times they sign divorce papers, they will always find their way back to each other. For them, this is just another chapter in a 40-year epic. The enough is enough camp. A growing number of viewers are exhausted by the waffling. They argue that Ridge and Brooke are too old for this constant back and forth and would rather see Brooke find independence or a new romance that doesn't involve a Forrester-Taylor triangle. I'm so tired of Ridge running to Taylor every time a Logan woman breathes the wrong way, one fan wrote. Let Brooke be the powerhouse CEO she's meant to be without him dragging her down. What's next? The road to the signature. As we head into February sweeps, the drama is only going to intensify. The reveal. Brooke and Ridge are currently racing to unmask Katie's mystery designer. When they realize it's Eric, the explosion will be nuclear. The ultimatums. Ridge is famous for his "it's me or them" demands. If he asks Brooke to disown her sisters for the sake of Forrester Creations, we know Brooke will choose her family, leading directly to the divorce attorney's office. The Taylor factor. With Steffi pushing for a Ridge/Taylor reunion, the pressure on Ridge to walk away from Brooke has never been higher. Final thoughts. Is this truly the end of Brooke and Ridge? In the world of the bold and the beautiful, forever usually lasts about 18 months. However, the emotional toll of this specific split, involving the patriarch Eric and the revival of the Logan/Forrester feud, feels more permanent than their previous tiffs. The road to the signature. As we head into February sweeps, the drama is only going to intensify. The reveal. Brooke and Ridge are currently racing to unmask Katie's mystery designer. When they realize it's Eric, the explosion will be nuclear. The ultimatums. Ridge is famous for his "it's me or them" demands. If he asks Brooke to disown her sisters for the sake of Forrester Creations, we know Brooke will choose her family, leading directly to the divorce attorney's office. The Taylor factor. With Steffi pushing for a Ridge/Taylor reunion, the pressure on Ridge to walk away from Brooke has never been higher. Final thoughts. Is this truly the end of Brooke and Ridge? The beautiful news hits longtime fans right in the heart. Just when it seemed like Brooke Logan and Ridge Forrester had finally found their way back to solid ground, the unthinkable is happening once more. Yes, Brooke and Ridge are headed for a divorce, again, and this time it feels heavier, sadder, and far more final than ever before. For decades, Ridge has been the emotional backbone of B&B. Their love story is legendary, passionate, messy, and painfully human. But today's developments suggest that this chapter may be closing in a way that even their most devoted supporters weren't prepared for. A love story that refuses to stay broken. Until now, Brooke and Ridge's relationship has always been a roller coaster. They fall deeply in love, swear they're forever, tear each other apart, and then somehow find their way back. Weddings, divorces, reconciliations, rinse and repeat. Fans have joked for years that their marriage certificates might as well be printed in bulk. But beneath the jokes has always been something real, a powerful bond, shared history, and a belief that no matter how bad things got, Brooke and Ridge would eventually circle back to each other. That belief is being seriously tested today. Cracks that never truly healed. On the surface, Brooke and Ridge tried to present a united front in recent weeks. They shared moments of tenderness, defended each other publicly, and insisted that they were stronger than ever. But behind closed doors, the old wounds never stopped bleeding. Trust, the one thing their marriage has always lacked, became the silent killer once again. Ridge couldn't let go of past betrayals. Brooke couldn't stop feeling judged and dismissed. Every argument circled back to the same painful themes: loyalty, blame, and who always ends up paying the price when things go wrong. And this time, neither of them seems willing to bend. Brooke's heartbreak. I'm tired of fighting alone. Today's sad news centers heavily on Brooke's emotional state. Sources close to the storyline reveal that Brooke is exhausted, not angry, not dramatic, just heartbreakingly tired. Tired of defending herself. Tired of being the one who has to prove her loyalty. Tired of loving Ridge more than he seems able to love her back. Brooke has always worn her heart on her sleeve, but now that heart is bruised beyond recognition. For the first time in a long time, she's questioning whether love, even love as intense as hers for Ridge, is enough to survive constant doubt and disappointment. Her tears today aren't explosive or manipulative. They're quiet, heavy, final. Ridge's inner conflict. Love isn't the problem. Ridge Forrester isn't walking away because he doesn't love Brooke. In fact, that's what makes this so devastating. Ridge still loves her deeply, but love alone no longer feels like a solution. He's stuck in a familiar emotional trap, torn between his heart and his need for certainty. Ridge wants peace. He wants stability. He wants a marriage that doesn't feel like it's always one mistake away from collapse. And in his mind, that stability feels impossible with Brooke. Today, Ridge's pain is visible in the way he hesitates, the way he avoids Brooke's eyes, the way he can't bring himself to promise that things will ever truly be different. The word no one wanted to hear, divorce. When the word divorce finally surfaces, it lands like a punch to the gut. There's no dramatic shouting match, no slamming doors, just a heartbreaking realization that they're stuck in a cycle they don't know how to escape. Brooke doesn't beg this time. Ridge doesn't chase her down the hallway. That alone tells fans everything they need to know. This isn't another temporary split. This feels like two people who have finally run out of emotional fuel. Echoes of the past, fear for the future. Long-time viewers can't help but feel a sense of déjà vu. We've seen this before. The distance, the misunderstandings, the inevitable separation. But today's version of Brooke and Ridge feels different. They're older, wiser, and more aware of how much damage these repeated breakups have caused, not just to themselves, but to everyone around them. Their children, their families, even Forrester Creations itself seems to feel the weight of this crumbling marriage. What this means for the Logan-Forrester divide. A Brooke and Ridge divorce doesn't happen in a vacuum. It sends shockwaves through both families, reigniting old rivalries and reopening long-buried resentments. The Logans will rally around Brooke, furious that she's once again left heartbroken. The Forresters will quietly wonder if Ridge is finally making the hard but necessary choice. And standing on the sidelines are familiar figures, some sympathetic, others opportunistic, all aware that a divorce creates emotional vulnerability, and B&B is never short on characters ready to take advantage of that. Fans are heartbroken and divided. Today's sad news has already sparked intense reactions among fans. Some are devastated, clinging to hope that this divorce will be short-lived. Others believe this split has been a long time coming. Many viewers are asking the painful question, is Brooke finally done for good? And just as many are wondering whether Ridge will regret this decision the moment it's too late. One thing is certain, no one is celebrating this breakup. Is this truly the end of Ridge? The most heartbreaking part of today's news is the uncertainty. For the first time, Bold and the Beautiful isn't offering clear signs that reconciliation is inevitable. There's no grand gesture waiting in the wings. No dramatic interruption of divorce papers, at least not yet. No promises whispered through tears. Instead, there's silence and distance and two people who seem to know that loving each other has never been their problem. Staying together has. A sad chapter closes. For now, as Brooke and Ridge stand on opposite sides of yet another emotional divide. Today's bold and the beautiful news feels less like a shocking twist and more like a tragic inevitability. Their love story has given fans decades of passion, pain, and unforgettable moments. But today, it gives us something else entirely. Grief. Grief for what they were. Grief for what they could never quite become together. And grief for the possibility that this time, the divorce might actually stick. One thing is certain, whether this is truly the end or just another painful pause. B&B has once again reminded us why Brooke and Ridge remain one of daytime television's most heartbreaking couples. And today, their love story isn't romantic. Fans are heartbroken and divided. Today's sad news has already sparked intense reactions among fans. Some are devastated, clinging to hope that this divorce will be short-lived. Others believe this split has been a long time coming. Many viewers are asking the painful question, is Brooke finally done for good? And just as many are wondering whether Ridge will regret this decision the moment it's too late. One thing is certain, no one is celebrating this breakup. Is this truly the end of Bridge? The most heartbreaking part of today's news is the uncertainty. For the first time, Bold and the Beautiful isn't offering clear signs that reconciliation is inevitable. There's no grand gesture waiting in the wings. No dramatic interruption of divorce papers, at least not yet. No promises whispered through tears. Instead, there's silence and distance and two people who seem to know that loving each other has never been their problem. Fans of the Bold and the Beautiful are waking up to a heartbreak they know all too well. Just when it seemed like Brooke Logan and Ridge Forrester might finally be on solid ground, the unthinkable is happening again. Yes, Brooke and Ridge are headed for another divorce, and this time, the emotional fallout feels heavier, sadder, and more final than ever before. For longtime viewers, the words Brooke and Ridge have always been synonymous with passion, chaos, forgiveness, and heartbreak. Their love story has survived decades of betrayals, triangles, misunderstandings, and rivalries. But today's very sad news suggests that even destiny couples can reach a breaking point they can't come back from. A love story built on fire and ashes. Brooke and Ridge's relationship has never been calm or predictable. From the very beginning, their connection burned hot and fast. They weren't the kind of couple that gently fell in love, they collided. And for years, fans have watched them marry, divorce, reunite, and repeat the cycle like it was written in the stars. Each reunion always came with hope. Hope that this time would be different. Hope that maturity, experience, and painful lessons would finally allow them to choose each other over pride, jealousy, and old grudges. And every time they stood at the altar again, many believed that the past was finally behind them. But as today's heartbreaking developments suggest, the past never really stays buried, especially in the world of Brooke and Ridge. Cracks that refuse to heal. What makes this impending divorce especially sad is how quietly it crept in. There was no single explosive betrayal at first, no obvious villain, no dramatic confession that instantly shattered everything. Instead, the damage came in slow, painful layers. Lingering resentment, old wounds reopened, unspoken disappointments. Ridge has always struggled with trust when it comes to Brooke, and Brooke has long felt that Ridge never fully chooses her without hesitation. Over time, those familiar issues resurfaced, and this time, neither of them seemed willing or able to ignore them. Their arguments grew colder, less emotional, more exhausted. And perhaps that's the most heartbreaking sign of all. Not anger, but weariness. Brooke's silent heartbreak. Brooke Logan has fought for Ridge Forrester more times than anyone can count. She has sacrificed relationships, dignity, and peace for the man she believed was her destiny. But now, viewers are seeing a different Brooke. One who looks tired of begging, tired of proving herself, tired of fighting a battle she's fought her entire life. Sources close to the storyline suggest Brooke feels emotionally abandoned. Not accused this time, not shouted down, just slowly pushed aside. And that kind of pain cuts deeper than betrayal. There's something especially sad about watching Brooke realize that love alone may not be enough anymore. That no matter how deeply she feels, Ridge may never give her the security she's been asking for all along. Ridge's inner conflict and his final choice? Ridge Forrester has always been torn between loyalty, love, and control. He wants certainty, yet he gravitates toward chaos. He demands honesty, yet struggles to offer emotional consistency. And once again, those contradictions are tearing his marriage apart. This time, Ridge seems less willing to fight, less determined to fix things, almost resigned to the idea that maybe this relationship has simply run its course. That realization, if it's true, may be the most devastating twist yet. Because if Ridge has truly stopped believing in Bridge, then what's left? A divorce that feels different this time. Let's be honest, Brooke and Ridge divorcing isn't new. But fans can feel it. This one hits differently. There's no dramatic music swelling with hope in the background. No grand declarations of love during arguments. No desperate chase through the halls of Forrester Creations. Instead, there's silence, distance, acceptance. This divorce doesn't feel like a pause before another reunion. It feels like a closing chapter. And that's what makes today's news so incredibly sad. The impact on the entire family. A Brooke Ridge split never affects just two people. The ripple effects will be massive. Their children are once again forced to pick sides, or pretend not to. Old alliances will resurface. Long-standing rivalries may be reignited. And the fragile peace within the Forrester and Logan families could shatter all over again. There's also the question of Forrester Creations. Brooke and Ridge's personal drama has always spilled into business. And this divorce could shift power, loyalty, and influence in unexpected ways. Nothing stays untouched when these two fall apart. Fans are heartbroken and exhausted. Viewers across the world are expressing sadness, frustration, and a strange sense of mourning. Brooke and Ridge may be fictional, but their story has been part of people's lives for decades. Watching them fail again feels personal. Some fans are angry, some are resigned, others are simply heartbroken. Many are asking the same painful question: why can't they ever get it right? And perhaps the most tragic answer is this: maybe they already did, once, and couldn't hold on to it. Is this truly the end of Bridge? Soap operas are famous for twists, reversals, and miracles. So, of course, nothing is ever truly guaranteed. But right now, the tone is unmistakably somber. There's no hint of a quick reconciliation. No secret longing looks. No last-minute realization. Just two people facing the reality that love, history, and destiny may not be enough to save them anymore. If this really is the end of Brooke and Ridge as a couple, it marks the close of one of daytime television's most iconic and painful love stories. A sad day in bold and the beautiful history. Today's news isn't just about a divorce. It's about the loss of hope. The loss of a belief that some loves are meant to last no matter what. Brooke and Ridge have given fans unforgettable romance, explosive drama, and emotional moments that define the bold and the beautiful for generations. Watching them fall apart again feels like saying goodbye to a piece of the show's soul. Whether this divorce becomes permanent or not, one thing is certain. Brooke and Ridge will never be the same again. Fans are heartbroken and exhausted. Viewers across the world are expressing sadness, frustration, and a strange sense of mourning. Brooke and Ridge may be fictional, but their story has been part of people's lives for decades. Watching them fail again feels personal. Some fans are angry. Some are resigned. Others are simply heartbroken. Many are asking the same painful question: why can't they ever get it right? And perhaps the most tragic answer is this: maybe they already did once and couldn't hold on to it. Is this truly the end of Bridge? Soap operas are famous for twists, reversals, and miracles. So, of course, nothing is ever truly guaranteed. But right now, the tone is unmistakably somber. There's no hint of a quick reconciliation, no secret longing looks, no last-minute realization. Just two people facing the reality that love, history, and destiny may not be enough to save them anymore. If this really is the end of Brooke and Ridge as a couple, it marks the close of one of daytime television's most iconic and painful love stories. A sad day in bold and the beautiful history. Today's news isn't just about a divorce. It's about the loss of hope, the loss of a belief that some loves are meant to last no matter what. Brooke and Ridge have